Hello and welcome. Oops. Oh, there it goes. Hello and welcome to Respawn Lounge Extra. Today we are talking about the Nintendo Switch reveal.
Yes, we are. Respawn Lounge Extra is exactly what it sounds like. We're simply recording this right after having done an episode already, so if you're sticking around with us, thank you. If you're just now hopping in, welcome. Like Dan said, we are going to be talking about the reveal of the NX, otherwise known as the Nintendo Switch today. If you're just hopping in here, I'm the host of Respawn Lounge. My name is Casey Handshake Guy Moore. With me is my co-host, Daniel is not an axe Kemper, and our good pal here, Ryan.
Yep. You can find me at twitch.tv/DUMBE.
He's
Duck.
hopping straight into the...
Can
Okay,
I plug more?
Link will be in the YouTube
Yeah.
description.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I got a couple more notes to take, so give me like 3 minutes. You guys
yeah.
go ahead and get started.
Yeah.
So, I'm actually fairly excited for the NX.
Yeah,
despite not really being a Nintendo fan.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited being a person that pretty much said he was going to get it as soon as they said there was going to be another console. But yeah, like the fact that they actually did good with this one and like it looks promising. They seem to be having third-party support, at least from the initial announcement, and like also just the fact that they actually showed all of the use cases of the system like in the advertisement rather than a Wii U situation where it's like, what is it?
Yeah.
Because like I'll admit wholeheartedly, like when the Wii U like whole advertisement like shenanigans going on TV were happening, I was like, I still don't know what the heck this is.
I had no idea what the Wii U was until like 3 months after.
Oh yeah.
I think when Zombie U came out was when I figured out. I actually didn't think I knew until then there was a new console.
Yeah, yeah, like it just like went under my radar to the point where I got it after 2 years after the release, but I had discovered it then.
Yeah. So, we're in agreement then? Like, NX looks like actually pretty promising.
Yeah.
Cool. So, I'm going to give you guys a short overview real quick. There was a reveal trailer today. You should definitely go check that out if you haven't already and if you got the time.
This is being recorded on October 20th.
Yeah. So what we know for certain is it is simultaneously a home console and a portable handheld console.
Yeah.
What it looks like is that there's some kind of like a sleeve or like a deck or something that you like slide the console into, and then separately you have a controller. And on that controller, it's got like kind of an oval shaped center a little bit with like 2 parts on either side that can slide off that have all your buttons and your face, like your joysticks and whatnot. And then you can slide those down onto the sides of the console, which is in that pocket, and then you can just like seamlessly pick it up and walk away with it. And just like continue, and there's a screen on that, just like there is on the Wii U. Unlike the Wii U, you're literally carrying the console with you.
Yeah.
It's going to be far, far more powerful. It doesn't have to rely on its infrared or Bluetooth or any other sensors to stay connected to the console, which was a huge problem with the Wii U, in my opinion, was that you couldn't really like walk that far away with it.
They showed a guy on a plane with it.
Yeah, so. Yeah. It showed people like side court on like a basketball game, like all circled around each other, like playing a game together.
Yeah.
In that scene in particular, too, we saw that there is for certain a charger port, so it doesn't run on batteries, which would be crazy. It's still an observation worth making.
Yeah.
Other things we know, lots and lots and lots of third-party support.
Yeah,
really big list, and
especially for Nintendo.
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, huge for Nintendo.
Yeah,
insanely big.
Yeah, I definitely think... I remember hearing Reggie even say that, like, with the next console, we'll definitely have to have third-party support with our systems and definitely renovate, and they are at least showing promise of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just the sheer volume of that, the companies that have said that they're developing for it, that's... They had to have planned this a while ago. They've been working really hard on this idea, which leads me to believe that they're working in tandem with some of these companies to not only port games that are already out or are coming out to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
I feel like some of those companies, and I'll point out which ones in a little bit, because I actually did a lot of digging into these third-party companies just in case like people aren't familiar with them all. I think there are going to be a lot of like unique Nintendo Switch games from these third-party developers, which is exactly what I wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
One of the developers is From Software. Makers of the Souls franchise.
Yeah, and we'll get into that in a lot of detail here in a few minutes. Games that absolutely are unquestionably confirmed. A new 3D Mario game, which is kind of being called Super Mario Switch right now.
Yeah.
Which is probably a placeholder. Could be the title. I have no idea.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, they already announced previously, will be a cross-release with this and the Wii U.
Yeah.
An unnamed Pokemon console game was announced by Game Freak. What appeared to be Mario Kart 8. I guess it could be a new Mario Kart. I kind of doubt it.
It seems to be exactly the same, but maybe with just more content. Maybe they added more tracks and made a reason for somebody that like previously owned the Wii U version to actually go back, buy the game again, and be experiencing it.
Game of the Year edition sort of thing.
And I have a few more observations that I'll make a little bit too. We saw Splatoon.
Yeah.
We saw Splatoon being played like courtside of a basketball game. It was that scene I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And all these people are sitting around and like drawing on a map in the middle, like coordinating it.
Yeah.
Which means it has to be running like at least kind of well.
Yeah.
I don't think that the portable variant is going to be like perfect, flawless 60 FPS.
No.
That's asking a little bit much.
Yeah.
It seems, but by virtue of you carrying the hardware of the entire console with you, I would assume that it will at least stabilize at 30.
Yeah, it should. I imagine it's probably like similar to like having a laptop when you play games and like you suddenly unplug it and then like your FPS just drops.
Like,
but
for all intents and purposes, this is like just a huge 3DS that's super powerful.
Yeah.
That you can like plug into your TV.
Oh yeah, it's confirmed that it's using some of the NVIDIA Shield technology that like has already been proven to be pretty solid.
Yeah.
For this kind of stuff.
And the last game that we like assuredly know is coming out on it is Elder Scrolls Skyrim, which
Very strange.
Really,
this is the first for Nintendo to have.
That's
one
really
of these.
weird to me. That just doesn't strike me as a Nintendo game. By all means, the more accessibility to video games, the better.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, 100%.
If literally every game was released on every single platform ever, I would love it.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely.
I'm completely fine with it.
Yeah.
Like you said, it does have the NVIDIA Shield, which, according to NVIDIA's website, says that it has 6.9 hours of local gaming battery life. That doesn't mean idling. That also doesn't mean playing online or multiplayer.
Yeah.
It means that you can reasonably expect like probably 6 hours safely out of any given game playing this portably.
Yeah.
Which is
a pretty good amount of time.
That's
actually.
pretty reasonable.
That almost matches the 3DS XL.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Which I think was 8 or 9, something like that.
Yeah,
I think it's a really solid battery life.
Yeah,
it actually lasts that long.
And there was a charger, which means you can like carry it around with you like any other portable system.
Yeah, and I doubt you'd probably even be playing online if you're playing wirelessly, just because of the fact that if you're walking around or like you're in a new place, unless you're like going to work or like school like us, where like the Wi-Fi's just all around, you're probably not gonna have Wi-Fi anyway. So it's good.
Yeah.
I don't really see people replacing their portable systems.
Yeah,
with
no.
this.
No.
I
At
see
least
people,
not now.
I see people who are playing a game at home and something comes up and they say, well, I guess I'll pack this with me. Because it's kind of big and it's kind of unwieldy.
Yeah, and that's kind of how they advertised it in the thing with the whole ad of like when they were showing off the new Mario game, the girl was playing it and then suddenly there was like
someone walks up and he just slides it right out and just walks off.
Yeah, and it's like...
It seems more like it's an ease of access. It looks like what their true form of the Wii U, like what they were trying to accomplish.
What they were going for, and it's like a proven concept now.
Yeah. It seems like they've definitely like found their stride in what it is they were trying to achieve with that, and I'm pretty optimistic about it so far.
Oh yeah.
I do have a couple negative potential observations, but I'll get to that. The last thing that we absolutely know is that it's cartridge based, which
I personally think like that's a good sign because
that has some interesting implications. It's almost certainly not backwards compatible with the Wii U. Some people were talking about that. Almost definitely not.
Yeah.
Maybe your digital titles, if they renovate the whole online account system.
If they create a cross-buy system, maybe, but I wouldn't count on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of think it's a logical progression because CDs are now kind of hitting. At least it feels like
Blu-rays are kind of falling off a little bit.
They're hitting their distance, or not their distance, but they're like limit, and SD chips can go up to 1 terabyte now. So I think we're solid on that.
Like SD's pretty fast.
Yeah. And something people kind of overlook, like a benefit of cartridges, is that you can native save to them.
Yeah.
So if the Nintendo Switch may not use memory devices.
Yeah.
It may be cartridge based. It might be both.
Yeah, it could definitely be like the 3DS because I mean you could have like an SD chip for your
and
storage.
You can also save your cartridge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it may be possible to like complete a game and like give that game to a friend, and now they have like the completed game and don't need to borrow your memory card or something.
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I assume it'll have internal memory in some capacity.
Yeah,
It has
should.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It literally has to. If
But
it
by
has any, like,
function, if
download
you're going to
or
have an
Wi-Fi
OS
function,
or
like,
anything,
yeah.
and you're not just handing them a brick with like
But
firmware on it.
but it could have like a pretty minimal one too.
Yeah.
Like they may be trying
Yeah,
to cut
yeah.
costs by doing that. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
That's looking a bit too far ahead. We don't know that yet.
Yeah. We literally just saw a video of
Yeah.
like, hey, this is cool.
I'm drawing the best, most accurate
Yeah.
conclusions I
Yeah, I
possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of assumptions you can make, and you can almost kind of look at the NVIDIA Shield a lot because, I mean, NVIDIA, like, after the announcement, literally was like, oh, hey, they use this technology, and it's kind of baked in this.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
So that's what we know, what we can guess. Presumably it's HD.
Yeah,
I can't imagine why it
Probably.
wouldn't be.
Yeah, they said NVIDIA was, like, saying that they were using, like, their current technology for graphics cards, so
Yeah.
it's the...
Probably not 4K.
What? Wait, is
It's
it
not...
like
It's
the
not...
10 series?
Yeah. Like, you know, like, the architecture for, like, graphics
the
cards?
Pascal.
Yeah,
Pascal
they're using the
architecture.
Pascal architecture, so that's like kind of
Okay.
cool. It's like
Yeah, that's good
current
stuff.
gen. Whether that's like the equivalent of like a 1060 or whatever, we'll figure out. But
Probably
probably
not.
not. Probably not
Well,
because you
'cause
can't
This
put
is a
that in.
Nintendo console.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo, for better or worse, does like to kind of preserve having a low price point for their consoles.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
it's-
doubt it's gonna.
Yeah,
If,
it's definitely not going to be there, but like it's using something, so you're probably going to be in the HD.
mhm.
Yeah.
It'll almost definitely be HD. I don't think its power is going to match PS4.
No.
No,
Not even like basic PS4. And that's fine because Nintendo's never really
Yeah.
been concerned with that. I don't think their fans are really concerned with that either.
Yeah, the only like stipulation where I could see it maybe doing that when it's plugged in is maybe if they did something similar to what Alienware does, where you have like an attachable graphics card and
Are we
like
talking about the core?
yeah,
Yeah, I think
the
that's very
core.
interesting.
Yeah, if they had something similar in the base, maybe they could have, but
I-
that's a lot of assumptions.
I want to say probably not.
Probably
because
not, no.
Nintendo's just not
No.
a hardware stickler.
No.
But they
just-
are reaching out to a lot of third-party software companies that kind of surprised me actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that here in just a second too.
They could have like additional hardware in like the
Yeah.
charging like bay.
Yeah, like it was larger than like a basic charger that like you would just plug in
Yeah.
and charge it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that could be interesting.
Yeah.
I guess if they just go off of that Alienware idea where you just plug graphics card in a box and hook it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
It
it definitely doesn't give you as much power as you would have like having it directly integrated, but it's still a sizable amount of power,
Mhm.
and that's how
Yeah.
you preserve laptops for a while.
Yeah.
Because yeah.
So, what I've been spending the most time looking at is they did release a picture that has like all of their third-party supporters, and a lot of them really stood out to me. So I'm going to go down this list here that I made. First, like Dan mentioned earlier, was From Software, who made
Yeah.
Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Kingsfield, and Armored Core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some other stuff that we
And-
are
Yeah.
talking about probably.
Yeah.
That's really bizarre. I can't imagine what they could possibly be making
I
for a
don't know.
Nintendo console. That's just not their ballpark.
I mean,
But they did say that they're working on 3 separate new IPs.
oh yeah, they totally could
Okay.
be. They could have like
Armored
it could
Core
be
on
like,
Nintendo.
it totally
Maybe.
I mean that'd be interesting.
it totally could be like Platinum Studios where they're typically M with Bayonetta, which was
That's true. Bayonetta was not a Nintendo
No,
looking
it
game
was.
to me, but
Wasn't it PlayStation initially?
It was PS3 360.
Yeah. Okay, it was both. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, the Wii U had Deus Ex,
Yeah.
Human Revolution,
Uh-huh.
had Mass Effect 3, it had Assassin's Creed, it had Batman Arkham City.
Yeah.
Still very strange to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It had a lot
Oh.
of games that weren't really at home on Nintendo, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I mean, they showed that they can work and they can work well. So
Yeah, they
Yeah.
definitely could.
maybe they're trying to
An
change
audience
that.
there on the Nintendo consoles.
Yeah.
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 So that may be a paradigm they're working on right now.
Yeah.
I would love to have like Dark Souls ports or like the Armored Core reboot or whatever it is now
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the Nintendo Switch. I think that'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
hmm Portable Dark Souls. I can't imagine a worse hell.
Oh
Um,
jeez.
The next one that stood out to me was Arc System Works, who made BlazBlue, Guilty Gear, Persona 4 Arena, and I think Melty Blood. I
I'm
think.
not sure actually. I don't remember. I can look that up real fast.
It
okay.
sounds like a similar.
So
vibe.
predominantly like anime style fighting games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm told by Luke, who if you guys have seen this before, you may remember from the fighting game episode of our podcast. He said that there are no plans to make a new BlazBlue game, or no,
No.
there's one more.
Yeah,
So-
I think there's like one more, and they're ending Blaze Blue. I think like they might just be switching back over to Guilty Gear. People like Guilty
Yeah.
Gear.
Oh, I mean, Guilty Gear, I think, is more popular. I know it's hosted at EVO, and I don't know if Blaze Blue is at all.
Blaze Blue is not, I don't think.
Yeah,
No.
so it definitely has a larger scene for it.
So it could be a cross release.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me
yeah,
much.
it's not surprising at all.
Possibly Guilty Gear Persona. I don't see Persona on Nintendo.
I
Because,
mean, they had the Persona crossover, so they could be like dipping their toes into it.
they had the Shin Megami crossover,
Yeah,
which
oh,
was less of a crossover
it
and more
was-
just influenced
It,
by.
yeah, it was less it felt less like Shin Megami
It
because
was a Persona inspired game for sure.
oh yeah, like
But
that's why I made the mistake.
yeah, understandably. But Persona 4 was not on a Nintendo platform
Yeah.
at all, so I can't
Yeah,
imagine
it
them
was-
releasing like Persona 4
yeah,
Arena.
no.
But Persona 4 Arena was on Xbox,
Yeah.
For
so
reasons.
For reasons, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, so
I
maybe
guess.
not.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be.
Also, you were correct. Melty Blood was an Arc Systems work game.
Cool.
Yeah.
Melty Blood sequel finally? I don't know.
That's
I don't,
interesting.
I don't care. Doesn't mean
I don't
anything to me. The director of Persona 4 Arena did voice interest in a Persona 5 Arena.
I mean,
Yeah.
it could be just
Which-
like cross-platform again for
It
reasons.
could be.
Yeah.
Persona
I
5
guess.
almost definitely will not be on a Nintendo platform.
No.
Nah.
Persona 5 Arena,
Maybe.
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 We don't even know if that game's ever going to exist. So
yeah,
you know,
it's
it's wishful thinking.
I think it would be really cool to have fighting games on a Nintendo console again.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's
Nintendo's-
definitely room for it.
Yeah, there's room for it.
Nintendo's all about like
Yeah.
couch play. And, like,
Yeah, that's the
totally.
reason why I buy Nintendo consoles is because it's one of the few consoles left that still is like has an emphasis on that.
and like fighting games are totally good for that.
Yeah.
They're very great for like two buddies just like getting together and playing a game for a little bit,
Yeah, totally.
or for hours.
Hours depending on your dedication to the game, of
Or
course.
your number of salty runbacks.
Yeah.
The next one that stood out to me was Spike Chunsoft, who I'm sure you guys know who they are.
Oh, totally.
I
have
have-
no idea.
So, they made the Danganronpa
Oh.
games. They made Virtue's Last Reward. Similar to Danganronpa.
And then is it 999 or 666 or whatever?
That game is called 999.
Okay.
I don't believe they made that, but I could be wrong.
I swear they it's
It would stand to reason, but I looked them up earlier and I didn't see that on their catalog.
Okay.
I may have just missed it.
Okay.
Dan's
It's a similar
checking-
style
Yeah,
game.
Yeah, Dan's checking for me right now.
Okay.
They also made, or they're also making rather, Exist Archive: The Other Side of the Sky,
Okay.
which is an upcoming PS4 game. Comes out in like 8 days, I think, actually.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the modern interpretation of the Valkyrie Profile series from the like PlayStation days,
Yeah.
PS1, PS2. And they also made J-Star Victory Versus, the Shonen Jump crossover fighting game.
Yeah, that included like the basketball players from
Yeah,
that
so
and
you
stuff.
could have like the cast of Slam Dunk fight Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah.
Developer of 999
Yeah.
was Chunsoft.
Okay, cool. So they
Ooh,
did. I was wrong.
I know things.
The next one that less stood out to me, it's significant, was Codemasters, who haven't made anything that like is super important to me. They mostly made like old racing games, and
Okay.
recently they're making like the F1 games.
Oh.
But they've
Yeah.
also been developing games since like the late 70s.
Yeah, they've been around forever.
They're very old school, and they've developed games this year, so I mean they're around.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that,
not a huge Codemasters fan, but I mean they make cool games.
yeah. So
It's
they
a game.
exist. Now you may know more about this than I do, Ryan. Cryware.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Cry engine?
I don't think so. But Cryware
Hold
is they are like a software developer,
Yeah.
but they did make a video game. They
Oh.
made, they made a couple.
I'm Setsuna or
No.
is that the one?
No.
Dude,
What's
Sorry.
Cryware made Afterburner.
In fact, I do not know.
Afterburner is I actually have no idea what that game is, but I really like the stage from Sonic All-Star Racing Transform. I know it involves
Sonic.
like planes and boats or something.
Okay.
Is it Cryware CRIware?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cryware?
Okay. They make like flying games?
Like
Dude,
flight sims.
I've seen their logo everywhere.
I'm not sure if it's
Yeah.
if it's actually
I think they're a
flight
publishing company.
sim.
Yeah, because I swore it's gotta be on. Let's It's been on a game I've recently played.
I want to say that I've seen their logo on like Pokemon Coliseum and stuff like that, but I could be mistaken.
Okay.
We also have Inti Creates, who made
nice.
Mega Man Zero, Mighty Gunvolt, and this really stood out to me. They're also working on Koji Igarashi's new game, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like the successor to the traditional Metroidvania style Castlevania games. Very gothic, very Victorian. It's got the Igavania look, the Koji Igarashi's like thin, pale men with beautiful lines in their faces.
Yeah.
So Bloodstained on Nintendo console, I think probably.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
That works.
I'd like that.
Next was Telltale Games.
Yeah.
Of Walking Dead fame.
Of literally
Game
every
of Thrones,
license they can get a hold of and put their thing on it.
Minecraft story mode.
For some reason.
It's
Whatever.
a thing.
I'm willing to bet that Minecraft story mode will get a port.
Oh yeah, it's
Yes.
Minecraft. Everything's on
almost
everything.
definitely.
It's going to get a port. Minecraft's also probably going to be on the NX.
Oh yeah.
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 Most likely.
Or the
It's
Switch.
even on the Wii U, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because,
Cause
Nintendo is, like, large audience with kids.
Yeah.
Kids love Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would be remiss to not do so.
Yeah.
We also have Gung Ho Online, who made Shin Megami Tensei Imagine, which was the SMT MMO game,
Oh, okay.
Grandia Online, and Ragnarok Online.
Yeah.
So strictly MMOs, or strictly online games at least,
Yeah.
not necessarily MMO. Also, Silicon Studio, who made Bravely Default and Bravely Second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean.
Also, Koei Tecmo, who makes the Musou games, Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah. They better not
Samurai
make another
Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors game. Gosh dang.
Hyrule Warrior. I think they worked on Hyrule Warriors.
How would you
Yeah, they
feel
published it.
to see the Berserk game?
God, I hope Berserk and the
On-
Band of the Hawk is on this. I'm so pumped for the
on
Berserk game. I just
Nintendo
want to.
Switch.
I hope they release Berserk and the Band of the Hawk and Minecraft Story Mode on the same day on the
Oh,
on the
God.
Nintendo Switch.
Why?
Oh, it would be such sweet irony. I would love it. Also, Tokyo RPG Factory, who has made exactly one game recently, and it is I Am Setsuna.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
I'm Setsuna one.
I Am Setsuna is a kind of modern interpretation of the Chrono Trigger formula. It was developed by kind of the brains behind, or some of the team behind Chrono Trigger, with a lot of the philosophical, game design principles that went into making that game.
Yeah.
It was received okay. I think their mistake was calling the Chrono Trigger flag before
Yeah.
people played it. I
Yeah.
think they set themselves up to higher expectations than they could meet.
Yeah, I mean that's probably a lot of Kickstarters. It's like, oh hey,
Yeah.
did you like this game?
Yeah.
We're making this game that's kind of like it.
It's
Our game is
just-
mechanically similar, but maybe not in quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was no Chrono Trigger. It's a pretty cool game.
Yeah.
It's a really good RPG.
Mhm.
And by all means, released on more platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have, this one really stood out to me, Starbreeze Studios, who made Payday 2.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's
man.
really weird.
If you,
Uh,
if you want your pay to win payday
Yeah.
on.
They didn't make any other games that really stood out to me as like Nintendo centric. So that's
Yeah.
I don't know. Payday
not
2.
that, not that payday is
Yeah, on the
Nintendo
Switch.
centric.
I mean,
but,
they could
you
just be
know.
making a new IP, but I don't.
Hey.
And one of mine and Dan's favorites, Level 5,
Yeah.
made
solid.
Dark Cloud, Dragon Quest VIII, Shiren the Wanderer,
Yeah.
Etrian Odyssey.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
How excited would you be if Dark Cloud 3 came
Holy
out
shit!
on-
If Dark Cloud 3 comes out, I'm buying it tomorrow if they do. Oh
Yeah.
my god, I'd be so happy. I think that would be a good fit even.
Yeah, that would be.
Oh, that'd be so dope.
I mean,
and,
it'd be
That would
uh,
be a great Nintendo game.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Dragon Quest is actually picking up a lot of steam in the West these days.
Yeah.
We just got Dragon Quest 7 on the 3DS like a month-ish
Yeah,
ago.
they're making all them remakes.
Yeah, we got remakes of 4, 5, and 6 on the DS over the past couple of years. We're getting a remake of Dragon Quest 8 on the 3DS
Yeah.
early next year,
Yeah,
I
I
believe.
think they simultaneoly showed off both games in one
Yeah.
thing. I was like, wait,
Yeah,
what?
Games.
yeah, and
Dragon Quest Heroes?
Dragon Quest Heroes that was on PS4
Yeah.
and Steam. That wasn't on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, not on
Not Nintendo.
consoles.
Yeah.
But they did announce Dragon Quest XI, which might find a fit.
Yeah, it
Could
totally
be.
could.
I think Dragon Quest 7 sold like pretty well actually.
Yeah.
If Dragon Quest 8 sells well as also, then I think we can safely assume that Dragon Quest 11 will come out in the US.
Yeah.
Maybe not for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
The studio that makes those games, which is Armor Factory.
I have no idea.
Something
I
like
can't
that.
help
I
you
can't
there.
remember. It's published by Square Enix, but it's made by a smaller division. They tend to play just like whoever's winning right now. That's why so many games have been on portables recently, is because that's just what's selling in Japan.
Oh yeah.
If this console makes waves, it will almost certainly be on it, and it will almost certainly come out in the US.
Good.
Which would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Some other companies. I'll start with the weakest one, Hamster, which made nothing I recognized. I have no idea.
I've never heard of them before.
Capcom.
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Sure.
more fighting
Yeah.
games, maybe other games.
It's probably
Whatever.
Monster Hunter. Probably just
Probably
Monster.
Monster Hunter.
Almost definitely
Yeah,
Monster Hunter.
those
Or a
have-
port of Generations, because Generations is doing super well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said
But-
they wouldn't port it to a home console, but I could see.
Yeah, but
it's-
Capcom's stupid, so
Ca-
maybe
Capcom does what Capcom
it would.
pleases.
I think it would be
Yeah.
a mistake to not. Well, I don't know, because Monster Hunter games tend to release like
they're
yearly.
the Call of Duty of Japan.
Yeah.
So
They could just produce a brand new one. I don't know. Probably.
I
They
would
probably
not doubt.
they will eventually anyway.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they went to an HD one, but it might take a lot longer.
Yeah. I mean,
But I'd be fine.
there was one on Wii U. and
Yeah,
Wii-
yeah,
Wii
but
U
it was
HD.
like upscaled
Yeah, it was kind of
resolutions. It was pretty much just, hey, here's 3DS.
Yeah.
But do you like a bigger screen? That's cool.
Yeah. Also, Bethesda, which obviously Skyrim.
Yeah.
Skyrim.
Yeah, they obviously were a big like sponsor of whatever because they were like half of the ad.
Yeah. Dishonored 2 maybe?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'd
Yeah.
like that.
That could be
Probably.
Fallout 4.
It could fit.
Probably not.
If
Probably
Nintendo
not.
figures out online,
I don't
probably
know.
Elder Scrolls Online maybe.
I would have
Maybe.
if you
That's
told me that
interesting.
Skyrim was coming out on a Nintendo console like
I
2
would
days
not
ago,
believe you.
I would have called you insane. So I don't know, maybe Fallout 4.
Yeah.
They could totally do whatever at this point.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, I think they're just making Epic Mickey 3.
That or Batman.
Yeah, or
All of the Batman games I think have reached Wii U maybe.
Arkham City did, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like Arkham
Yeah.
City Armored Edition, I think.
There was two different Batman games that made it to it that were.
I
was
don't
new.
I only know the one. It was probably Arkham Origins.
It was Arkham
Yeah.
City and Arkham Origins.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of
now that I
sense.
think of it.
And Square Enix, which kind of goes without saying.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Square Enix is, you're probably not friends with me because I talk about them a lot. Square Enix of Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, bazillion other SNES games and PS1 games. Bright Fencer Musashi, I believe.
Yeah.
Airgees, God Bless the Ring, so on.
All those JRPGs you've
Yeah.
ever heard of.
Airgees
never
is a
played.
wrestling game. I'll have you
Oh,
know.
well, never mind.
Oh, have you
HD
know.
port of Airgees. Yeah.
Down in the Super Saiyan.
I mean, I would buy HD port of Airgees.
Uh-huh.
Well.
And then they also showed off the devs that are working on these like software and hardware departments of this.
Yeah.
So we have Unity, Autodesk, Havok, CryEngine, Unreal, and Web Technology. Which
I'm excited for all those.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really
I mean,
cool.
all those are super fine with me.
Yeah.
Havok and Unity especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Havok's gotten a lot of good games recently. Like
Uh,
I was just
Destiny.
looking at like covers of games and they were like literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Destiny, and I played something recently that had Havok engine. I can't remember what it was.
I've been like I think
I feel like I see it at the start of like 30
Every
games.
game.
I just forget
Yeah,
them all.
it's a lot of games and
Mhm.
yeah, it's an engine
It's something I
relatively
played
don't
in the
know
last like 3
right now.
months and,
Yeah.
and liked.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I think Havok's underrated as like a major engine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
Is
in
it,
a lot
it-
of AAA
is Havok
games.
used for one of Valve's major games? Or several, maybe?
No, Valve has
It's
their engine.
yeah, they have their own.
I swear I
private
saw
engine.
that on... I could be wrong.
It's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Cry would be interesting just because, CryEngine.
Mhm.
Just because that might mean Crisis.
I'm looking at this now. Activision is also on there. How did I forget Atlas and Bandai Namco? Okay,
Atlas
so
has always been.
so Atlas of That actually might mean a Tokyo Mirage Sessions port. I'm super
It
on board
might.
for that. That would be awesome.
It might, but I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Yeah, probably not. But it's Atlas, who, if you don't know Atlas, they seriously do God's work, localizing JRPGs for the 3DS.
Good job of that.
Almost every JRPG on the 3DS is by Atlas, but they're most famous for the Shin Megami Tensei series, also Digital Devil Saga, Devil Summoner, Devil Survivor Overclocked, and the Persona series.
Yeah. They got Persona Q on the 3DS.
Also
That
Persona
was a
Q on the
thing.
3DS. Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey on the DS. They also did... this could be Sega. No, I think it was Sega that did Dragon something 7th code something F dash dash some weird ass name. I saw it in a big box at GameStop the other day, but
Yeah.
I think that was Sega.
Bucks, but yeah. Yeah, Atlas is pretty good.
Atlas is okay. Bandai Namco means Katamari?
I mean, Bandai Namco partnered for Smash, so
That's true.
so that could literally just mean, oh, hey, Smash is coming back again.
Which would be
Yeah,
fine.
that's almost certainly going to happen anyway.
Yeah, they're probably
Yeah.
either doing an Ultimate Edition or going to save off for another edition of the game series.
Yeah. Bandai Namco also makes the Tales games, Tales of Symphonia,
Yeah.
Fantasia,
Yeah.
Berseria,
Yeah.
etc.
You're not a big fan.
I don't like them,
Oh,
but a
you
lot of
don't?
people do.
Yeah.
Oh, I love them. Just Symphonia, but that's
Yeah, Symphonia.
Symphonia's the best one. I'll give you that.
I didn't say that.
I said it. What do you like more?
None of them.
Well, it's the best one out of the Tales games. It has the most content.
I don't
it's
really think
about
that.
100.
Anyway,
Anyways,
we'll probably get a Tales of Symphonia, maybe like a package of the original and the Dawn of the New World, I think it was called, the sequel. With
Don't
a
play that one. It is god awful.
No, don't. But it'll probably be packaged in it
It's
whether you like it or
spooky
not.
and do not play.
It's awful, but it'll probably be packaged
like,
like it or not
did
because
you
that's what
like
the
Tales?
PS3 port was. The PS3 and
Did
the
you-
Steam port.
Do you mind us ripping out every single mechanic you liked from
God.
Tales? Wow.
So not great.
We'll do a Tales episode where I just complain about how bad the series is.
Great.
Anyways.
and insult the couple of JRPG fans that still like me.
I'll just sit there dumbfounded the whole time.
Just what the hell?
What is this?
Yeah. Activision,
Yeah, that's
Guitar Hero.
No.
Probably not.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty,
Yeah.
probably the most recent ones, and they'll
Yeah.
put it there, and then
Yeah.
then forget about the console like they always do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
sounds
every
right.
Nintendo generation, they give like, we made this.
Yeah.
You
Here
can
you
have
go.
the last year's
Just-
copy.
505 Games, I'm not immediately familiar with.
They made Terraria.
Okay.
Oh,
I was looking them
Almost
up.
definitely Terraria port then.
Yeah, I mean, it's on every system for Nintendo. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Wait, what? Payday 2 is 505?
Is it? Wait,
What?
Payday 2.
what about Starbreeze?
Did they like
Did
help
they
develop it or something?
Did they publish
I don't
it?
know. It's on their site.
Maybe they publish it.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh,
anything about
Oh,
it.
Rocket League.
Yeah, they published Rocket League, so
Okay.
Okay, so they're just a publisher, I guess.
they might
Yeah.
be just a publisher. But if we got Rocket League on that, and finally they
Sure.
happened to become the one
Why
game
not?
that actually was between every system,
And I see
Yeah.
Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons,
Yeah. good
which
game.
that could
Yeah, it's
actually
pretty
you could-
good.
You could
Uh,
almost turn that into a 2-player game with that,
Yeah.
yeah, actually.
because
I mean,
with the controllers.
Yeah. Since you can just rip off like both individual sticks and then hand them to people.
That
It would
I
work.
doubt it, but maybe
It would work.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like it would work if they ported it. You would just hand one controller to one person, or one half of the controller to one person, and one half.
And then
of
it
the
becomes
controller
a
to another
co-op experience.
I mean,
Yeah.
could be. Oh, Abzu. Okay, we talked about Abzu at length.
person. Yes, it's a great
Wait,
game.
they also published Hawken.
Hawken.
Weird.
I
Uh,
remember
Superfly-
Hawken.
I remember that game existing for two seconds in
No,
my
okay.
library.
Hawkins had a
Yeah.
fan base for a long time.
Oh, I know.
Hawken was big for a while.
It's a good game. It existed in my Steam library for
Okay,
2 seconds,
fine.
and then it was gone.
For people who don't know, Hawken is a kind of RPG, arena mech brawler kind of
Yeah.
game.
It's a game.
It's
Pretty cool.
neat. It's pretty neato.
It was fun.
I would play Hawken on the Nintendo Switch. Why not?
Hey, why not?
So from this point, do you want to move into your concerns then?
Yeah. So my concerns are a little almost trivial, to be honest. Full disclosure, my opinion of Nintendo isn't very high. I disagree with a lot of decisions they've made regarding marketing and their PR. and the way they handle their account system, and the way they name their consoles, and the way they treat their DMCA's, and the way they treat their fans, and all kinds of other stuff. I like Nintendo. I disagree with a lot of stuff they've been doing lately.
It's more of Nintendo Japan more than anything else.
It
Nintendo
is.
of America is like, but why? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, there are a lot of complicated factors that go into it. It's not just Nintendo's stupid and evil. I just disagree with a lot of what they do.
Yeah,
But that aside,
I'm not gonna
things in general are looking pretty good as long as like Nintendo doesn't, Nintendo up this console.
Nintendo it up.
Yeah.
Because they have a habit of just making like kind of questionable choices.
Yeah.
Like they'll have like incredible hardware, incredible software, and just like totally goof it.
And then just be like, whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll agree with that.
I'll
agree with it.
as long as they don't just like make a weird decision, this could be a really awesome console. My guess is that the price is going to be somewhere between $350 and $400.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
that's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty safe
Most
bet.
consoles fall on that.
It's a little it's stronger than the Wii U, not that
Yep.
much stronger. This almost seems to me that it's
It's like a
more of
side
like
grade.
a successor to the Wii U than it is like a new console.
Yeah, it's
We have no system specs, so I can't
yeah.
say for sure.
Yeah,
If it's stronger or not.
that's my guess, just based on Nintendo's history and Nintendo's business practices in general and what they've done in the past.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. It could be $700.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess it's somewhere between $350 and
Probably going to
$400.
be
Probably.
if they're wanting to compete with the current gen other
Yeah.
systems.
Yeah.
They're probably just gonna have to sell it at a loss, but that's kind of been the name of the game with consoles.
That's
like,
consoles.
post Wii since like 2006.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's like literally only the Wii, maybe the PlayStation 2, which is like the
Yeah.
best-selling console in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, by a lot.
The PS2 and the Wii are obvious exceptions to this rule.
Yeah.
I think in the video they showed both the controller that like came apart, and upon closer inspection, it kind of looks like it's just an overlay on top of that controller.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Pro controller that they showed, Pro-looking controller,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a separate device or if when you peel off that interface, if that's just what that controller looks like. It's really hard to
know.
say. If that's the case,
I wouldn't.
great. I hate buying extra peripherals. It's obnoxious.
Yeah.
Welcome
not
to
the traditional
Nintendo.
Yeah.
We got extra
That's
peripherals out on
wishful
play.
thinking. It does cost $300 to play Smash Brothers. The
True.
traditional controller, if it exists, probably will be separate. I can't imagine them packaging two together.
Yeah.
We can pretty safely expect an MMO will come from Gung Ho Online.
Yeah.
Probably Ragnarok.
Probably.
That's my guess.
Yeah. Hopefully Nintendo does better on online things, because I mean, at least with the Wii U, they like if you wanted to have an online game and you were a developer, you had to detail out what basic functions of online things were.
Yeah. I hope they learned their lesson. Things are looking that way.
To have learned.
I'm
How much?
I'm
see.
very cautiously optimistic, but
yeah. I mean,
all signs point to positive so
Yeah.
far. We can pretty safely expect a port of I Am Setsuna, Mighty Switch Force, and Shantae Risky's Revenge,
Yeah.
and that's based on Tokyo RPG.
the developers that develop like one
that
game each.
literally only made I Am Setsuna, nothing else recently. So that's probably what that means.
Yeah.
Um, Mighty Switch Force and Shantae Risky's Revenge, I think, because I saw the developers of both of those games post kind of teasers about it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine why they would do that if they weren't going to port their games. And they're, like $15.
Yeah, and they've been kind of with
Yeah.
Nintendo for a while.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Should be fine.
Third-party devs, from what I've seen on Twitter and like just watching their discussions, super happy about the development tools.
Yeah.
Good.
It's really simple. They don't have to deal with the wonky-ass gamepad. They don't have to deal with weird peripherals. They don't have to deal with motion controls.
Yeah.
It looks like they're just totally on board.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is the worst thing the Wii U did, in my opinion.
Oh
was
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
really discouraged third-party developers.
Yeah. I mean, 2 screens is hard.
I think there will possibly be problems with the detachable parts getting like lost or broken and being either like
Oh yeah, I guarantee.
hard, expensive, or impossible to replace.
Yeah, I just hope it. Yeah, I literally just hope it's not the gamepad situation where it's like,
Yeah.
you can't buy it unless you buy a new system. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but Nintendo consoles are really durable.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can drop a fridge on a GameCube and it'll be fine. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can actually literally set it on fire and it'll be fine.
Throw it off a building,
Yeah.
shoot it with a gun, throw it under a jackhammer. It's fine.
Yeah.
So maybe that just won't be a problem at all. Maybe it's made of Nintendium and we'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think it may have some problems with early adoption. Maybe not. They're handling their PR pretty well so far. Granted, it's been 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not been very
A
long
whole
at all.
12 hours
Yeah.
of great support.
But like I said, as long as Nintendo doesn't goof, which they do have kind of a history of,
Yeah.
the name is way better than the Wii U. I
Yeah.
actually know that this is a new console.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people might feel burned by the Wii U though, and maybe harbor some kind of
They
negative
might be
feelings.
a little bit better, but I've seen, at least on the internet, most people are like, hey about that NX though.
Yeah.
Where that at?
It seems like people are cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people seem okay with upgrading.
Because
to
the
it.
Wii U didn't come out that long ago, and a lot of people invested a lot of money into it.
Mhm.
Like people bought the GameCube peripherals, if they bought the the adapter, if they bought all the DLC for all the games. Like I said, Smash is not a cheap game to have in its
Yeah,
entirety.
but if you're a Smash fan, you're probably just buying the console for the game.
I mean, maybe it
I don't
depends
know.
on a lot. Also, like if you bought Amiibos and this doesn't have Amiibo support, that may be an issue.
It
Yeah.
seems to be confirmed. Like at least a lot of people seem to be under the impression that it has been confirmed that Amiibo support will be there.
Okay.
Whether that is actually a thing, I've yet to see.
I don't know.
Personally, I think Amiibos are obnoxious and stupid, but I just don't buy
I like
them.
it. I like it, but I mean, I think
as
they're
long as
cool
they don't
figures.
as long as they don't lock critical content behind them,
Yeah.
whatever.
They've been getting a lot more lenient with that because like even with the recent Star Fox game, it's like, oh hey, you beat the game, so instead of buying those amiibos, here's the thing that you would have gotten.
Yeah, if they're shortcuts
Yeah,
to
that's
unlock
fine.
extra content or they're just extra costumes,
Yeah,
cool, by all means.
As
Yeah.
long as it's not like horribly obnoxious.
yeah,
to
it's
unlock
mostly been
otherwise.
reskins
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, because I think what it was like, you could get skins for your Yoshi in like Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah,
That's fine, whatever. There are
Yeah.
a million skins in that game anyway.
Who cares?
as long as it's not a Splatoon where literally content was locked behind them.
That was bad. That
And
was
it's like,
stupid.
hey, we have a
and then they
limited
discontinued the amiibos.
Yeah, it's like we have a
Yeah.
limited edition thing, so it's like limited edition DLC. Have fun. Hope
Yeah.
you can get one.
Yeah.
That was handled really poorly.
Yeah, I think they learned from that.
I hope so.
Maybe.
Like I said, my thoughts about Nintendo aren't very positive, but they're poised to completely turn that around.
Yeah.
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 I may finally not have to be so bitter on the internet.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
finally go to my corner and just start enjoying
I
video
mean,
games again.
I wonder if this is the change of management or whether they're just changing. They were
I
wanting
think
to
it
change
might
the
be.
direction.
This is like radical compared to anything that Iwata
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. During
Yeah.
the
And
Wii
not to
age-
disrespect Iwata or anything.
No, no,
but,
no,
but
no.
I definitely do think that like some like new philosophies were
Yeah.
necessary for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it seems very different from like the Wii age, which was Iwata's age of management. So
Yeah.
maybe the
And granted, Iwata made them $1 billion
dollars
on
with
the
the
Wii.
Wii.
Just
Yeah,
printed
yeah.
money.
Yeah.
So as a businessman, he absolutely did his job, and I do understand his philosophies about putting like the value of fun games first. Totally cool. I think that started to become a little bit shallow and misguided with the Wii U.
Yeah.
It happens. There have been bad consoles before. It
Yeah.
happens.
Oh no.
Well,
I'm sorry, Dreamcast owners.
Dreamcast. Oh no.
But yeah, I think that the new president, whose name escapes me right now,
Yeah. I just know he's a guy, and I know if you showed me a picture of him, I'd be like, that's
I,
the guy.
I would recognize him. But yeah, I think he's handling his new job very well. Assuming all of this is his doing, which
Yeah, it might
I have a
have-
feeling it is.
It could have
That's how
been Iwata, but who
this
knows?
This is just kind of how workplace culture works in Japan.
Yeah.
So this,
Yeah.
I expect that this is his doing in some capacity.
Yeah.
Other things we can expect, almost definitely a port of Smash 4.
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna happen.
I think they actually did confirm that before.
It was at least in the rumor mill.
Yeah.
Among like all of the design things that actually were accurate.
Yeah.
I was like, no way, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe my assumption is going to be ported as like kind of a golden special game of the year style edition.
Yeah.
And it's going to have all the DLC
Yeah.
pre-built into it.
Yeah.
Maybe even more content.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, at least it seems to be that way with Mario Kart. So
Yeah, I
why
was
not?
going to say we can expect the exact same thing out of Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Because like you said, they had King Boo, who
Literally was
wasn't
not
in Mario
in the
Kart 8
game.
before. So possibly even more new content for that. Maybe.
That's always good.
I expect the same thing to happen for Hyrule Warriors.
Oh yeah. They port that to everything, so
Yeah.
I mean it's a game.
maybe a port of Super Mario 3D World, but I wouldn't count on it.
It's a bit late in the development cycle, and
Yeah.
new Mario's coming out, so
Yeah,
they might push that.
I
so
don't
it
see
doesn't
a lot of necessity to re-release that game.
Yeah.
I would like them to.
Yeah, I feel like they're just moving up the IPs that they're not making new games for at the moment.
Or the
to
like kind of
fill out the
multiplayer heavy
roster.
ones, which Super Mario 3D World is. It does have
It's a
the
good
like Super Mario
multiplayer.
Bros. 2 style multiplayer,
Yeah.
but it's not like super central to the game.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah, it's
And I do have a list here, and you may add to this because I may have missed something. But the games that are like both significant and are remaining unique to the Wii U are Bayonetta 2, Pikmin 3, Wonderful 101, New Super Mario Bros. U, and New Super Luigi U, Wind Waker HD, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and Xenoblade Chronicles X.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did not see Monolith Studios on that third-party list. However, they may not be considered a third party anymore because they are a subsidiary of Nintendo.
Pretty much,
Oh, that's
they're
true.
pretty much a second party at this
Yeah,
point. So
because
they might,
we also didn't see HAL Laboratories.
I
We also
mean-
didn't see Sora Ltd. We
Yeah.
also didn't
And
see.
they're definitely making games.
yeah,
definitely.
I'm just trying to think because I mean I wouldn't
We
be
didn't see Intelligent Systems. They're definitely making something.
I wouldn't be surprised if they ported both of the Xenoblade games over because both of them were just single screen.
Probably not. But if it is backwards compatible with the 3DS,
Yeah.
there is Xenoblade Chronicles for that.
Yeah, but I mean,
But that's wishful thinking too. Like, I wouldn't count on that.
what's the other Xenoblade game? I literally own it.
It's Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Oh, Chronicles X. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was literally a game that you could only play on like one monitor, and you needed it to be the TV. So
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if they were like, "Hey,
Yeah,
what
sorry
the heck?"
guys. Tough luck. A little bit of a personal anecdote with that. The only games on that list that I would really miss, like if I just nixed the Wii U from my
Yeah.
library and ignored it in its
Yeah,
entirety,
yeah,
I would be miffed about Tokyo Mirage Sessions and Xenoblade Chronicles X. However, Atlas was on that list,
Yeah.
and Atlas did make Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
So maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't expect it to get a physical release. I think it'll be a digital, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Maybe not.
I mean, yeah, most of the re-releases for that kind of stuff is that
Yeah.
way.
I hope it does, but I'm not going to count on it. Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Maybe.
I think
It
we're
wasn't
I
too
think we're just out of
successful.
luck. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I personally would say you're not missing out much, but
but I mean,
it's a game.
if you're a
a
JRPG
game.
fan like I am, and like,
Yeah.
you got to play them all, then
yeah, it's there.
it's a little bit obnoxious to have to own a console for exactly one game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my number one thing would be Pikmin 3, but I'm a massive Pikmin fan. It's like probably
Yeah.
one of my top games of
Mhm.
like ever.
Yeah.
And
So-
I wouldn't be terribly surprised if they ported Pikmin 3 as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
all these other games, I wouldn't. I want to anticipate that they're going to release them digitally.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
Nintendo
wanna count
literally
on it.
preserves all of their games by re-releasing it every console generation.
Yeah. I would suggest like keep up with news obviously, but don't sell your Wii U's yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't count on these games being re-released on the NX, despite the fact that they have shown several games being ported to it already.
Yeah.
Just don't make any rash conclusions
Yeah,
about that just yet.
Don't know exactly what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
with it.
I think most of those games will be ported. I think. I can't possibly guarantee that. And I don't want people to write me
it
like
just
angry
seems like a
letters or something.
reasonable thing.
I think Xenoblade Chronicles X is probably the least likely.
Yeah, it's.
Um,
I don't know how well it sold even.
it did pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, it did okay for a JRPG.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
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 So that's all I've got written down. What are your guys'? Do you have any other additions to that? Any expectations? Did I miss any games? Anything like that?
I'm kind of excited as a complete non-Nintendo fan.
Mm-hmm.
I think Breath of the Wild looks awesome. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what From Software puts on there. As a big fan of like the Soul series,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of those developers could put like cool games on there.
Mhm.
I would be actually really excited to have a like pretty decent fighting game set up that I could just move around with me wherever I wanted.
Yeah.
I think that would be
Oh, yeah.
really interesting. They would make setups at like wherever I wanted to play much easier.
Yep.
I would be very excited as long as it works well and there's not like huge like lag.
Yeah.
They did show that they were playing with wireless controllers even when they were carrying the thing around. So that presumably will work with multiplayer as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a reason it wouldn't.
Yeah, they were doing that for they had like an NBA whatever 17 or something running, and there's 4 people playing. So
yeah, just like works. Around this little monitor.
Yeah,
and they also showed it, very minor, but something I forgot is that they do have like a little like pull out stand behind it.
Yeah,
tablet.
Yeah,
it's kind of neat.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, it's a quality of life thing, so you're not just like bending over it.
It adds a little bit, takes away nothing. So
yeah,
by all means.
Number one feature though. When he picked up his console to move it away, he didn't have to unplug an HDMI.
Yeah.
The HDMI is definitely hooked.
Yeah.
Unless they were,
It's probably hooked into the base.
Yeah, it's hooked into the base.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love it.
That's something that could have very easily been an oversight and wasn't. And I think that's great. That's super awesome.
Yeah, the fact that you don't have to change video options to suddenly have it be on your tablet.
Oh my god.
That would have been horrific, and they at least seem to have thought it through, whether that's actually real or not.
They're really they got very nitpicky when they were designing this. They definitely looked at every small detail they could possibly come up with.
Yeah. I feel like immediately when the Wii U was like kind of, they were getting indications that it was like selling kind of bad, I guess.
They've been plotting this for a while. I almost feel like the Wii U was an experiment, like after like a year and a half, where they were like,
a taste test.
Okay, this didn't quite work, so where can we improve this? And I think that's why this feels so similar to the Wii U.
Yeah, one of the interesting things was like a lot of the Star Fox Zero stuff was like initially introduced as Miyamoto's like, oh, I'm playing around with technology. Oh, wouldn't this be cool kind of thing? And it was more of like an experimental thing rather than an actual like, hey, I'm really serious. This is my next project. This is my big thing. It was more of him like seemingly, or at least presented this way, him playing around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's definitely neat. And yeah, I'm excited to actually have like have a chance to have a portable system that would actually be able to power like modern console games, if you want to call them that, or
like I said, my gripes are like trivial to non-existent.
It might happen. Maybe.
Like my biggest complaint is like possibly the parts may like just get wear and tear and fall apart.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That might just literally not be a problem. And really, if it's that big of an issue, I can just like never take it out of its thing, and it can just be a regular console.
Yeah.
I can just like completely negate that problem if I want to.
Yeah. And I'm super excited because I'm a guy that's pulled his like 3DS around everywhere he's gone since it came out. Mm-hmm. So literally like in high school, I would have it in my pocket and people were like, why do you have that? I'm like, don't worry about it.
Shut your face. That's why. That is the one issue I do take with it, and it's also very minor.
It's hard to carry somewhere.
It's cumbersome.
Yeah.
It looks cumbersome.
But
I mean, like, I carry a laptop wherever I go.
I carry a 12 to 13 pound laptop everywhere I go, I'm
like
fine.
wearing my satchel all day. It's probably not an issue.
Yeah.
Like, it won't fit in your pocket, but...
Yeah, it's not going to work for high school kids where...
Yeah.
You can't fit it in your pants pocket no matter how big your cargo shorts are.
Yeah.
But, but yeah... But yeah, it's definitely exciting.
My only complaint is that it's too big because its screen is good.
Yeah.
Or no, it's a quality screen that's not made out of used mobile phone screens, which was literally what the 3DS was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so anything that we don't have like clarified or presumed or otherwise understood, something that you'd like to hear about it, something that you would like to not hear maybe? I guess I'll go first. Please make a classical Fire Emblem game.
That'd be good.
I don't like the 3 most recent Fire Emblem games very much because I feel like they kind of missed the point of the past 12.
Yeah, that would assume they learned localization.
But other people like them, and they do have their merits. I would be fine with both types of games coexisting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would really like to see a new interpretation of like the Radiant Dawn style formula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe even like some Saisen no Keifu. That's wishful thinking. I also please make a fucking cross-buy account system. Oh my god, it's been so long.
They've started it because I know there's some stuff with Wii U and 3DS cross that I've actually experienced.
But they very desperately need a PSN style.
Yeah. If they like actually update their account systems to where it's, I mean, they're working towards that with the whole My Nintendo thing, but
and they could just nix the libraries of all the other platforms and just like begin it with this.
Yeah.
And I would be totally fine with that.
Oh yeah, I'd be fine.
Like it would be nice if you could import your virtual console purchases from your Wii, but if they can't do that for some reason, then so be it.
Yeah.
Just like please make an account system ASAP.
Yeah, just whether it's literally any of the modern systems.
Yeah.
Every other console literally has it.
That's
PC
the biggest
has
thing
it.
that's holding Nintendo back, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of their online stuff, it's kind of
'Cause-
like they're a babby walking into a new world.
Yeah, because we are walking into a world where video games are going to be predominantly digital. I would guess in the next 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's at least going to be favored by video game developers and producers.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
And if Nintendo wants to, like, be on that train when it gets here, then they need to work on their account system.
Yeah, like, literally for, like, if you're buying an Xbox One game, it doesn't matter if you own the disc or, like, buy it digitally. You put it in the disc. It probably just has a download code for the game, and it just puts it on there.
You have to install such a significant amount of the game anyway, just for like loading time reasons.
Yeah.
That it's just where it has to go at this point.
Yeah.
Especially with like indie game development is like almost strictly digital. Shovel Knight, Shantae until recently, Mighty Number 9, etc. are like almost all exclusively digital. Yeah. And they seem to be very friendly with that type of style.
Yeah,
so,
like a lot of the indie games are like going back to the old NES era, so I wouldn't be surprised if they keep on forcing their like Ninties program or whatever with. Yeah, it sounds super stupid, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's like they're really trying to get into that scene, and they're really putting a foot forward for that as well.
I think account systems eventually build a bit of loyalty too. I've had a Steam account since middle school, and I really can't imagine not having my Steam account now.
Yeah. I didn't have much of a PSN library, but I have friends who do, and they're like very, very tied to that. There's almost mob mentality with it. Yeah. But that's very good for the people selling the products.
Oh yeah. It's why people shoot on literally anything besides Steam on PC.
Yeah. I mean that's why I prefer to not buy from Good Old Games and prefer Steam, because I have that consolidated library.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And it just like has that camaraderie and that social aspect.
Yeah. Like you can add non-Steam games to Steam, but it's still a little different.
It's a little bit like
it's pretty clunky.
And it doesn't add it to all of your like accounts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
and
like
you don't get
hey, I recognize your desktop.
You can tell people you're playing it, and you can like throw custom banners and stuff on it, so you make it. You can pretend it's a Steam game.
Yeah,
it's like,
but it's not.
Yeah. Hey, look at me, I'm cool. But yeah.
I named my program
other things
Half-Life 3
that other things I would like to see. Ragnarok MMO actually sounds like a really cool idea. This please put Tokyo Mirage Sessions on this. I don't want to. I just want to sell my Wii U and forget about it. I want this to obliterate the necessity to have a Wii U. Just port all of its games, digital if you must, to the Nintendo Switch. And let's forget that Wii U ever happened. And we can all go home and we can make love like we used to in the good old days of Nintendo.
I mean, it would not be surprising considering literally they're the best ones with backwards compatibility in terms of like downloads.
Yeah, I don't want to call it a safe assumption just yet because we just simply don't know enough. Yeah. But based on Nintendo's history, I want to think so.
Yeah, they have a lot of Wii games on the Wii U market. It's like, hey, what you do?
Almost the entire like NES and SNES library is like on their consoles in some capacity.
Yeah.
I'm expecting my dreams to come true.
Yeah. That's what you can.
One other super minor thing. Make a new Advance Wars, please. I really like Advance Wars.
I forgot about that franchise.
I really like Advance Wars. Please make a new one. There hasn't been one since like 2006.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. All right. I got nothing else.
I mean, I don't know. I just want more games like from my favorite series, like Pikmin and stuff.
Make the games I like. Make all the previous ones available on this one. Make an account system. And change nothing about your current PR strategy. Yeah. And I will buy it, and I will be happy, and all your fans will be happy.
And as long as literally it acts as how it's in the ad or whatever, dude, good on you.
I'd be on board with it completely.
Yeah.
Maybe work on your online a little bit.
Oh yeah. Well yeah, I'm assuming.
But I assume they will if Gung Ho is working on this.
I'm assuming I'm lumping that in with like the account system stuff because that's a lot of the online stuff.
Work on your netcode a little bit. And you're golden.
Yeah.
Don't make me buy all the Smash DLC.
Please.
I'm in college. I don't have that kind of money.
I like Smash. Please.
Put the Just Dance games on this console. I really want those.
Don't do that.
No, please.
Please don't do that.
Okay. Anything else, guys? That sums up everything I've got.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just hyped.
Yeah.
Yeah, all feel pretty positive about it.
Yeah, it's so far positive.
Good until proven otherwise.
Yeah.
High expectations. Oh shit!
Great expectations.
There went my water bottle.
Being assaulted by a water bottle.
Yeah. So this was Respawn Lounge Extra. First, maybe only episode. I don't know. I'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
This has been Casey Handshake Guy Moore and
Daniel Kemper.
And
Ryan Guard, and you can find me at Dummy Duck on Twitch. That is DOMBEE Duck.
The memes are just writing themselves. You need to get in touch with us. We are respawnloungeofficial@gmail.com. We are on Twitter at respawn_lounge. We are at YouTube at Respawn Lounge. We are on Twitch at right here where you're watching. Respawn_lounge.
If you're watching it on YouTube, there's going to be a Twitch link.
Yeah. If you got anything to say to us, you want to be on the show, you want to suggest a topic, anything like that, you want to keep up with what we're doing, follow us all there, get in touch with us. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Thanks again for sticking around, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope Nintendo doesn't sue us for using this picture.
All right. Good night.
Let's not sue us.
Good night.